Hey guys, we're super excited to be here at the LA Fit Expo. It's our third year in a row. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be launching a tasty pastry. It's a low-carb Pop-Tart. It's got 3 to 4 grams of net carbs. And we love this show. This is our best place to be in LA.
Welcome back to Legendary Foods Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo, and today is Wednesday, December 30th, 2020. And let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our last Wednesday of 2020. Obviously, there weren't any shows last weekend, but there are still few Olympia footnotes that we can dive into. And I couldn't think of a better place to start than when Mr. Sweet 16 himself, your new reigning and defending Olympia champ, Big Ramy. I don't think most of us realize what kind of impact him winning the title would have on the people and the culture outside of the fitness industry. But seeing him receive a hero's welcome at the airport and be mobbed by swarms of people basically everywhere he goes now really puts it into perspective what his win meant for the people in his country. Here in the States, it's been one of the most culturally divisive years we've had in almost 2 decades. So it was like a breath of fresh air seeing Ramy's win unite so many people. I think it's exactly what we need right now. With Ramy winning the title this year, it means last year's champ Brandon Curry found himself falling into the runner-up role, which he handled with class, just for the record. Now, obviously, finishing second wasn't the outcome Brandon was hoping for, especially considering that he made so many improvements. But at the end of the day, it just wasn't his year. That being said, what do you guys think the chances are of Brandon pulling off a Jay Cutler and coming back to win his title next year? It's only been done twice in the history of the Men's Open, but Jay's win was recent enough that it doesn't feel crazy to have this discussion. Like I said, Brandon was actually better this year, which means he might even be better next year too. So I don't see why he wouldn't have a puncher's chance to come back and win the rubber match. If you're not a basketball fan, you might not get this reference, but that's okay because it really isn't about basketball anyway, isn't it? A few years ago, people all thought the Golden State Warriors were set up to be a dynasty that could win the next 10 NBA titles. And all of a sudden, things changed overnight. KD and Clay had major injuries, the team fell apart, and now everyone realizes how short-sighted it was to think something like that was actually possible. So with that in mind, I'm wondering if we all didn't drink a little bit of the Warriors Kool-Aid when it came to the women's physique division. Outside of Iris Kyle, we haven't seen a women's athlete dominate for nearly a decade in the modern era the way we have with some of the men. For whatever reason, even really dominant athletes in the physique, bikini, and fitness division have such short windows of their dynasty. And I think we should keep in mind moving forward unless we want to keep getting sucked into the Warriors trap over and over again. And finally, since we didn't have any shows to recap today, I thought it would be fun to float out a new idea. With all of the shuffling of the deck that went on this year in every division, I'm wondering out loud if this will be the start of a new era of parity in bodybuilding. In almost every other individual or team sport, the championship winner at the end of the season isn't a foregone conclusion like it is with us. Back-to-back and three-peat winners are exceptions to the rule. Most of the time, titles are changing hands from year to year, and as a result, it makes the regular season more exciting. We haven't had that in bodybuilding. For the most part, once someone becomes an Olympia champion, they are basically cemented in there for several years, which can make the results feel, well, anticlimactic sometimes. That being said, this year's was so much fun because so many titles changed hands, I actually enjoyed it. I know the fans did too, and I'm wondering if we'll start to see more of this over the next few years, because if we do, I think it would actually be a good thing for the industry as a whole in the long run. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning. I'm Dave Palumbo reminding you to always be true to your passions and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.